The opinions and views expressed by guests on the Golden Nuggets Health and Wellness shows do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the host or those of the station. Additionally, any medical advice shared by guests is not intended to replace the advice provided by your healthcare providers. It is important to exercise discretion and take responsibility for your own health choices. While the Golden Nuggets Health and Wellness shows aim to provide valuable information on holistic health for the mind, body, and soul, individual circumstances vary, and what works for one person may not be suitable for another. Viewers and listeners are strongly encouraged to consult with qualified healthcare professionals, nutritionists, or other relevant experts before making any significant changes to their lifestyle, diet, exercise routine, or adopting new practices discussed on the show. These professionals can offer personalized advice based on your specific needs and health status. The host, guests, and producers of the Golden Nuggets Health and Wellness shows disclaim any responsibility for consequences arising from the use or misuse of the information provided. By engaging with our content, you acknowledge that it is not a substitute for professional advice, and that you will seek guidance from qualified professionals as needed. Thank you for being a part of our health and wellness community.
Welcome to Golden Nuggets Health and Wellness Show, the television program that's redefining self-care for the mind, body, and soul. I'm Dr. Starr, licensed mental health counselor, health and wellness consultant, and your host for this show. Our mission is simple: to empower you with creative and innovative self-care strategies that help you prosper and be in good health even as your soul prospers. We're so excited that you've joined us for our third season, The True Meaning of Resilience, Turning Lemons into Lemonade. Throughout this season, we're not only identifying strategies for building resilience, but also we're sharing testimonies of resilience and its remarkable ability to transform lives. In each episode, our guests will describe their lemons and share how they squeeze them into lemonade that's refreshing, inspiring, and impactful. I love what Elizabeth Kubler-Ross said. She said, "The most beautiful people we have known are those who have known defeat, known suffering, known struggle, known loss, and have found their way out of the depths. These persons have an appreciation, a sensitivity, and an understanding of life that fills them with compassion, gentleness, and a deep, loving concern. Beautiful people do not just happen." Isn't that beautiful? And joining us today is one of those beautiful individuals in the person of Trilanda Kei Colbert. She is a certified integrated nutritional coach, CEO and founder of Key to Health LLC. Welcome, Trilanda.
Thank you.
So glad to have you.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Well, it's our pleasure. And would you tell us a little bit about you and what you do?
Absolutely. So as a certified integrative nutrition coach, I basically help people look at all areas of their life and how they're connected and how they directly relate to what we put into our bellies. So I think about your primary foods tend to be your stressors, your finances, your family, your job, and how it directly relates to how we eat and what we eat.
Wow.
So as a nutrition coach, I support people in setting, achieving, and maintaining healthy lifestyle changes.
Wonderful. I need to hire you.
Yes, I'm happy to help you.
Yeah, we'll have to talk. I'm always looking at ways to be healthier, right?
Yeah.
Mind, body, and soul.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, I would like for you to tell our audience, we would love to hear your story of lemons. Can you share those lemons with us today?
Absolutely. So I had a few. I had to decide which one would be most appropriate today. So I decided to talk about my health journey. In my early 20s, I struggled with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and low potassium. I never enjoyed taking medication, so I searched for ways how to eat better. I knew it had a lot to do with what I ate and how I ate. I fried everything. I ate bacon almost every day.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of things that I had to learn to do differently and to give up. And it was very challenging at times because you get used to eating things that your family has made, and have all these traditions. But it forced me to look at life differently. And I thought, if I'm taking medication at 25, what would my life look like at 50? And I wanted to make sure at 50, I still was not on any medication. And so I just continued to dig deep and to do research and loving myself more, that I knew that I wanted to make that commitment to make healthy lifestyle changes, not just for myself, but also for my sons at that time, and teaching them natural ways to heal and how to eat better for long life and mental clarity and all those things. So,
May I ask, how long did you struggle? You said you had, name those health concerns again?
high blood pressure,
High blood pressure,
high cholesterol,
high cholesterol,
and low potassium.
and low potassium. How long did you struggle with those lemons?
Ooh, around that time, it was maybe a few months because I did take the medication. At that time, I was driving a bus, and to keep my license, I had to get on medication to be able to pass my physical. But I was able to make some changes to my diet and come off of the medication. But for a few years, I did good, and then I would dabble a little bit on things that I had given up, and the blood pressure would rise again. So I finally had to come to a place to say I couldn't eat those foods or, cook a certain way anymore, because every time I fell back, my blood pressure would go up or the cholesterol would go up. So.
Wow. And so your job initially forced you to take the medication.
Pretty much, yes.
So if you didn't have the job, are you saying you would not have taken the medication? Is that what I'm hearing you say? It would have been harder to take it?
It would have been harder. It forced me to make that choice because you have to pass a physical every year to keep your license.
I think this is important. That's why I'm asking you, because I hear people saying they don't like medications or they don't want to take their medication for different reasons. Some people have said they're afraid of becoming addicted.
Right.
What was the reason? Did I miss it? Why you didn't want to take your medication? I think that's important for the audience to hear.
For me, I don't even like taking ibuprofen, and it started at an early age. I just never liked taking medication. I don't like feeling out of myself. I don't like feeling nauseated and different things that some medicines tend to make you feel. So that was my personal reason for not.
So it was the side effects.
The side effects, yes. And I wanted to be as natural as I could be. And so again, my journey to find, what did people historically take before we had all this medication?
Wow.
What did they do for headaches? What did they do for belly aches? And so I just kept digging. And I also had to learn to manage stress. I also learned that stress was a major contributor, keeping things bottled up, not standing up for myself was a major contributor as well to the blood pressure issues.
Well, I appreciate the transparency. So many times people feel alone in their struggle, and to hear someone else mention something that they're struggling with, it's like they find hope that, wow, I'm not alone in this. And if they were able to overcome this, so can I.
Yes.
So absolutely. I hear you saying not only did you have medical concerns that were affecting you physically, you were also struggling with stress.
Yes.
Can you tell me how you knew that you were also struggling with stress? What did your stress look like?
A lot of tension in my neck. I was getting migraine headaches. Again, the blood pressure was going up. And I knew that I had let go of a lot of foods in the way that I cook. So it wasn't so much the food that I was eating at this particular point in time, but just how my body felt.
That's important.
Yeah,
To listen to your body.
absolutely.
So it sounds like you were listening, you were aware. You were aware of what your body was experiencing, but there was this internal struggle within.
Yes.
That one, you didn't want to be on the medication because you didn't like how it made you feel. Is that right? And then there was a struggle of, well, I need my job, so I got to take it, but I really don't want to take this. Yeah. Interesting.
Yes.
So were there anyone in your life at that time that you related this information to, or was it just a struggle, a journey where you were on this journey alone, trying to figure this out, carrying all these lemons alone? What was that journey like?
A lot of the time I did feel like it was just me. I had family members and people around me, and they were just like, take the medication and eat whatever you like.
Okay.
And I was like, no, because again, I was thinking about my future. I was thinking about what my life would look like, in another 25 years. And so I just made it my personal mission to, again, change my diet, figure out how to manage my stress, and learning to be around people that could help me with that. So I eventually did change jobs because I find that, that was a major stressor.
So
as
you
well.
identified the sources of your stress.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
That is excellent. So would you recommend that people take time to assess their lifestyle and to see what are those sources of stress, what's triggering the stress, what's triggering the health issues?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely, because that is definitely a root cause for so many things. And in the work that I do in coaching folks is I help them look at each area of their life to see where we're kind of out of balance and how we can get more in balance with that, right? Everybody can't just quit their job, right? But maybe we work on what are you passionate about? What would you enjoy doing if there were no obstacles, and we can set a plan to help you work towards that if that's the thing that is causing you so much stress and a lot of your health concerns.
Well, you mentioned about family, how part of your eating habits were traditional, family traditions.
Yes.
And I find that is a reality. If people around you have certain eating habits, you tend to continue the pattern. Sometimes people don't want to stand out. Did you struggle at all with that? I know we have 2 minutes left before our break, but did you struggle with the pressure of wanting to fit in?
I did. Because whenever we got together, of course, there was always all the fried things, a lot of the foods that I had given up. And so I would eat just a little bit because I didn't want to offend anybody by not eating. But then I would feel bad, like physically feel bad, because when you let something go and then you bring it back, just the effects it would have. Until I finally, I worked on some other mental and emotional things and was able to be strong enough to say, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it for anybody. And it was a lot of explaining and re-explaining and apologizing. It's not that I don't want to eat your food. I just physically can't eat this anymore.
Wow.
So.
Thank you for sharing that, because
Yes.
I'm sure there are people out there going, yeah, I can relate to that.
Absolutely.
And so what we're going to do, we're going to pause and take a break and come back. And we're going to have you share in more detail. You kind of already shared a little bit of your nuggets, but share how you turn those lemons into lemonade and how you're impacting lives right now, today, as a result of your journey. How does that sound?
Sounds wonderful.
All right. Well, don't go away. We'll be right back.
Dr. Starr, best-selling author of Golden Nuggets, Food for the Mind, Body, and Soul, is also a health and wellness speaker and consultant who provides motivational speaking, training conferences, and one-on-one coaching to improve the quality of life. She's passionate about helping people heal from the inside out. Dr. Starr provides creative and innovative self-care strategies that empower you to prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. Call or visit the Golden Nuggets website today. Feeling anxious? Perhaps you're dealing with a past trauma and don't know where to turn for help. Turn to Unlimited Possibilities. We provide a safe and caring space for individuals and families to help improve the quality of their lives. Whether you need help with spiritual matters, trauma, depression, and more, Unlimited Possibilities can help you overcome your situation with compassion, acceptance, respect, and empowerment. Unlimited Possibilities, where all things are possible if you believe. Call or visit our website today.
Welcome back to Golden Nuggets Health and Wellness Show. For those of you just tuning in, I'm Dr. Elect Starr, and joining us is Trilanda Kei Colbert. She is a certified integrated nutritional coach, CEO and founder of Key to Health LLC. Now, she's been sharing nuggets with us, but before we turn it over to our guest again to tell how she squeezed her lemons into lemonade, I'd like to share some information with you about resilience. Good news here. Resilience is something that anyone can become. And the definition is really simple. It's the ability to cope with and recover from setbacks. So yes, you can recover from your setbacks. More than anything, resilience is a mindset. It just comes from the right mind. By controlling how you think about a situation, you can control how you respond to the situation. Now, here are 4 self-care strategies for building resilience. First of all, focus on what you can control and accept the things you cannot control. Number 2, adopt a growth mindset. Look at your hardships as opportunities for growth. You can ask yourself when you're going through those difficult experiences, what can I learn from this? Number 3, seek support. You know, 2 heads are better than 1. You can gain new insights or ideas to manage things better. And number 4, face your fears. This builds confidence. Avoiding fears leaves the problem unresolved. Now, those are my nuggets for today. Now, we're going to turn to our beautiful guest and just ask her what actions or strategies did she take to overcome her lemons and transform them into lemonade. Would you share that with us?
Absolutely. Definitely facing fear and controlling the things that only I could control.
Very good.
So those were very, very internal, very personal for me. So you can't control other people and what they think and how they feel and how they behave, and not even always how they treat you, but it's how I learned to react and not react. I was an internalizer. So I wouldn't say a lot of things, but it kept it bottled up inside, or I'd go home and cry. So that was causing harm to my own body because of that, because I was just keeping everything in. And then I had the fear of change, you know, afraid to leave a job, even though I knew the stress of that job was weighing heavy on me and causing me to either eat bad, you know, eat things that I shouldn't have been eating, and just not taking care of myself personally. So learning to just overcome that challenge of not being afraid to make a change.
Wow, you've shared some powerful nuggets. So we agree on these things, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I tell my clients that you can't control someone's actions or behaviors. You can only control how you respond to their actions or behaviors. And so focus on what you can control. Absolutely. And tell us more about this lemonade that you are now sharing with others.
Well, so in 2018, I got really sick. It was a stress-induced heart condition where I had to see a cardiologist. So I made a plan to leave that particular company at that time. I had a VP who just didn't make my life easy. So once again, that internalizing fear of change, fear of looking for something different. But I made a plan. I saved my money, cut some things off, and my plan was to take 3 or 4 months off, heal my body, heal my mind, and I would go back to work somewhere else. My background is in human resources, so I did that for 21 years. I left that company, and after a couple months, I really just felt like that wasn't what I was supposed to be doing anymore. I was able to reverse the condition that I had, was able to come off all of the medication, even after that cardiologist told me this condition would never go away.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. And so me taking that time to really focus on my well-being, mind, body, and soul, really helped me to heal. And I really wanted to educate people and help them heal naturally. Because I could have just settled and been on medication the rest of my life, because that's what I was initially told. Or I could have stayed in that job and been miserable. So I decided to return to school. I thought about, what is this thing that I've always loved doing? And I've always been passionate about how food can help us, how we can fight sickness with the foods that we eat, how we can have good emotional and mental health with the foods that we eat, and things that we need to get rid of. So I returned to school to become a certified nutrition coach, incorporated Keto Health in November 2019, and today I'm happy to say that this is my primary source of income.
Woohoo!
Yes.
So proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is so incredible. I like the fact that you stopped the busyness to pay attention to you.
Yes.
You focused on self-care. And so many times people play that down, like, I'm so tired of hearing about self-care, self-care. But you care about everything and everybody else. Why not care about you?
Yes.
Right? Why not take time to understand your body and your needs? I like your program. So can you just walk us through when a person comes to you and says, I need help? Mm-hmm. How do you do that? How do you help them?
Well, I help them, again, initially by taking time to listen to their concerns. I ask them if they have any particular goals. And then from there, I can help them figure out how to make a plan. So we work on this plan together. So it's not me just giving you things to do or changes to make. We work on what is reasonable for you, because I want this to be sustainable. I don't want it to be just for this moment or the next couple of months. But again, I go back to the primary foods. Okay, what are the things that are your triggers? And how can we focus on managing those things better? And so I provide tips and tools for managing our stress levels. And just help us to think about, reevaluate the way that we eat. You know, we tend to, I had a stressful day at work, so I'm gonna pick up fast food, or I ate a whole pack of Oreos, right? So when you understand this could be a stressful day, pack healthy snacks. Make sure you take a break so you can step back before you make a poor choice. And from there, I offer different wellness tips, but also the foods that can help that individual. So I'm very focused on the individual and their background so that they can have a successful plan.
That's wonderful. I had a question. I don't know if you've already covered this. I think you did. I said, why did you decide to become a nutritional coach, and what sparked your interest? Have you already answered that? You said so many wonderful things. I don't want you to have to.
partially have.
Okay.
So it did. It started 25 years ago with that initial health concern when I was driving a bus, when I first was diagnosed with the high blood pressure and high cholesterol. And just over the years, I continued to dig and to learn and to research and incorporating more and more natural things into my life. And I kind of became that go-to person to my, some of my friends and family. Oh, I have a headache. Can you help me? What can I take to help me with this, where I don't have to take medication? And so then it came back in 2018 with that stressful job situation that caused wreaked havoc on my body and my mind. And so it just was me stopping to say, how can I help people? And a lot of people, it's hard for them to make changes, especially when you're so used to so many traditions, or you're used to that fear. But it is often because we don't have the education. we don't have enough information. If you go to a dietitian, they'll say, eat so much of this, this, and this. Okay, but did they really dig into your family history? Because what may work for you may not work for the next person. In addition to, if we understand the health benefits of certain things, like if you eat these things, this is going to lower your blood pressure. No question.
Wow.
But if we don't know that, if they just tell you eat beets and you've never liked beets, you don't want to eat beets. But if you know how heart healthy it is, and you're more prone to try it.
That's interesting you said that, because I had a friend of mine, she had cancer. And in her recovery process, she said her doctor told her to eat blueberries every day. Blueberries.
Blueberries, they're the best berry to eat, very high in antioxidants. So antioxidants are the cancer and sickness fighters.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, this is wonderful information. I'm so glad that you were here to share this information with us. And I'm so glad that you're making a difference in people's lives.
Thank you.
I'm thinking of all the people that, had they had this information, they'd be alive today. I do know of individuals who felt the same way you did, but their approach was different. They just stopped taking their medication, their high blood pressure. And of course, you know what the end result was, very tragic end. So there are people who are frustrated with medications, with side effects. They don't know what to do. Many of them go to their doctors, but they feel like it's like a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
You know, they get on another medicine, and then there's other side effects. And of course, we know this is not everyone, right? Yeah. But there are those folks who I think you could benefit them greatly.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I can't help but talk about this plan. I love it when I hear the word plan, because in the mental health field, we also have a plan. And my saying is, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? And a plan makes it clear. It spells out the steps, how people can achieve their goals. You know, you have your goal, you have your objectives, and it's very clear. And you mentioned also knowledge. Knowledge is powerful, but it has to be the right knowledge at the right time for the right person.
Yeah.
And medications can be a little tricky, because what works for one person may not work for the other. And so your holistic approach of looking at history, I think, is very important too.
Yes.
Lifestyle,
Yeah.
all of that's so important.
Yes.
It's been great. Thank you
Thank you.
for being here, for sharing your very inspiring testimony. And you truly have turned your lemons into lemonade.
Yes.
So kudos.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. And I'd like to just thank our audience for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed her story as much as I did. It's just wonderful knowing that it really is possible to turn lemons into lemonade. So I want to encourage you today, whatever you're going through, when life throws those lemons at you, make lemonade. Thank you so much for joining us, and goodbye for now.